All right, real quick, family. So I just had a revelation. Revelation, for lack of a better word. I just woke up. Um, yeah, excuse how I'm coming to you right now. But I remember I seen a video pretty recently. I'm gonna post it. Of this beautiful young Ghanaian sister. My assumption is that she's actually in Tanzania. Well, she says she's in Tanzania, but I think she's in there for like some kind of higher learning. I haven't got a response back. I just posted, so I'm not expecting a response back anytime soon. But yeah. So she speaks Swahili. From where I'm at, I've been learning Swahili on Duolingo for years, right? I even went and visited for a total of like 2.5 months, right? A month and a half the first time, a month the second time, and still, even though I've never learned a language to begin with, like besides English, I only know English, right? I only know English. I don't know any other language, and she speaks better Swahili than I do, right? So, like I say, I've been on Duolingo. I've got up to like 150 something day streak right now, and she speaks it better than I do. And yeah, so the thing is, the whole idea of this video, right, is that Africans need to travel the continent. 2 minutes in, right? Africans need to travel the continent. You need to travel around the continent and explore, be adventurous. Everybody wants to go to Europe, right? But you see how many people are dying in the Sahara. You see how many people died trying to cross, right? You see how many people are dying in the Mediterranean, right? The boats get shot down, they drown, right? Is that really the way you want to go out? Long pause, right? Is that really the way you want to go out? And I talked to somebody online today, and they're from Nigeria, and I was like, the complaint goes out that if you complain about the government, especially in Nigeria, you're gonna get shot. You're gonna die. It's no point because you're gonna die. And the thing is, like, folks don't understand. You're going to these countries. You want to make it to America, right? I want you to give a guess, like, just how many people you think died for America to have, this kind of quality of life, right? Which really mainly just exists for white people, right? How many white people do you think died for fighting against Britain so they can have freedom in America, right? There's a lot of people, right? So if you go and quick Google search it, there's more people that have died for America, right, than people that have died, fighting for their rights in Nigeria. And you think Nigeria is a corrupt and evil country, but it's really only the tip of the iceberg, right? Is really, like, you have baby corruption. You have the corrupted. You don't have the corruptor. The corruptor, right, is America. The corruptor is Europe in general, right? UK, France, Belgium, Germany, like all these countries, right? That's the real problem. And then, you think your politicians are the most evil. They're only as evil as you allow them to be, right? So until you hit the streets, last time I seen there was a revolution in Nigeria. I was really hyped for it. And I seen somebody, he was like, I'm moving to Kenya. It was like, Kenya, they had some balls. They went out there, everybody was in the streets, and they're fighting the government. They still technically didn't get 100% of what they wanted, right? They still want Ruto out, and I still want Ruto out, you know. But, you know, they went out there. Nigeria, for a population of 230 plus million, maybe even bordering 300 million, right? Nobody was out there. Right. I recognize anybody that went out, y'all had some balls, and you went out and you fought for your rights, right? And there's even people that died, right? Now, do not discredit anybody that went out. Anybody that went out, anybody that died, you should be remembered forever, right? But there's too many people that just sat at home and did nothing. Or they were out at the market getting scraps, right? Coming back home with no money, no real money, right? It's not like you went out home, you went outside, you hustled all day, and you came back and you were rich. You went out broke, came back broke, instead of going outside, right? And that's the real frustration, right? And that's, man, don't go to Europe. Don't go trekking through the Sahara. Travel the continent, you know. If the country you're at doesn't feel right, go to the next country. Go to Togo. Go to Benin. Go to Ghana. Go to Mali. Go to Niger. Go to Burkina Faso. Go to Congo. Go to Kenya, right? Stop going to Europe, because these places in Europe will not treat you half as good as you will on the continent. Firstly, the food is not going to be as good. Secondly, the weather is not going to be, firstly, the weather is not going to be as good. You know, I'm in Georgia. This is the south of the United States, right? This is one of the warmest places in all of America, and it's still cold as fuck right now. Right now, it's cold as fuck. It's like 20 degrees. I don't know what that is Celsius, right? But it's below freezing. You could literally freeze, right? And I don't think people understand. When you think the heat is hot, you could freeze. It's the opposite, right? I'd rather die of heat than die of cold, right? My personal preference. There's some folks here that say I'd rather be cold than hot. It's their preference. But I'd rather be hot than cold. I'm digressing. Look, stop traveling to Europe, especially right now. It's the cold season, right? It's the coldest of cold seasons that you're going to get in Europe. And stop trying to come to America. We got Trump. You know, I didn't vote for him. You know, I like the fact he's the president because it exposes what America really is. You know, when we get someone like Biden, even though his mind wasn't there, everybody hits snooze. Like you think that America is a good place, but now you have Trump. You get to see what America really is. America is really Macron telling Africans that they're ungrateful, right? That's what America is, right? America is Macron and France telling Africans they're ungrateful for all the pillaging and exploitation that France has done over the past century, you know, and over the past decade or two of being in the continent, saying you're there to protect people, but meanwhile, terrorism's only grown, right? That's America. And the quicker we realize that, the quicker we understand that traveling within the continent is that was a key point. The key point, now I'll come back to it. The key point, 10 minutes in, 9 minutes in, damn near 10 minutes in, right, is that the revelation, right, is that, you know, people say we have past lives and whatnot. You know, I think part of the reason that this woman, young lady from Ghana, who's in Tanzania, right, the reason that she's able to pick up the language as quick as she is partially because maybe she had a past life that she traveled and she did business in that region, right? And you know, the Swahili language is an old language; it's not something new. So she's able to pick up on these words, right? She might have heard in a past life and knows what it meant back then, right? So it makes it easier for her to just like download it, right? So travel the continent. You know, if you got a feeling that you want to be somewhere on the continent, but in another region, in another country, is, you know, wherever it is, that, you know, just go there. You know, try to go through legal means. You know, as best you can. Make sure to do legal means. You know, get your visa, apply for residency and all that. You know, get a scholarship, go to a school. You know, network, find somebody who might hire you at a business, establish a business. You know, whatever you got to do. But, you know, try to do it legally. You know, but I feel that those things will help us to integrate the continent more faster, to integrate as people, you know, cultures, to dispel the myths about each other, to stop being so hateful towards each other, and realize how much love there actually is for Black people in the world, but especially on the continent, right? And that's all I gotta say.